Today we will talk about the best way to level a shaman in hardcore and stay alive.
All the dangerous quests that you need to avoid, we will concentrate on what you actually need. Spells, rotation, the builds, weapon you should be using.
The Shaman, it's medium difficulty, you have good damage and you have very good utility. The most efficient by far from what I've tried is Enhancement 3. You come up and hit things in the face, you can equip axes and two-handed maces. And if you're playing with an auction house, then you can really get good value by buying blue weapons. If you're really poor and if you're not getting good weapons, and if you really like this chain lightning, I know it's a really cool spell, so it looks really cool. You can definitely go for an elemental. You'll be more like a mage, drinking and then fighting. You deal quite good damage. I think it's a valid spec for leveling, but from my experience, Enhancement is just faster. You kill things with this Wind Fury weapon, and then keep going and heal when necessary. You really never run out of mana in early levels. Around level 40, you can choose to switch to elemental, but you can also keep it as enhancement. It's still very strong. You can keep going and go into restoration 3. I would say it's nature's guidance. You're trying to aim for that to get the hit chance, so you miss much less. If you're going to heal in dungeons, you actually don't need to be restoration spec. You can heal perfectly as enhancement with the healer items. You buy some items that give you intelligence. It doesn't have to be even healing power. Honestly, I just go for stamina and intelligence so that you're kind of survivable. In early dungeons, people don't pull like crazy and fast, so you have always time to drink. So your mana pool is your biggest weapon. It's how much you can actually heal. So intellect is quite nice to have for healing. And you don't really need to respec restoration to heal dungeons. Just go and heal. I've been having fun specking as elemental in dungeons. It's insane damage. You don't really have much choice. There are a lot of good talents to choose from, and most likely you will be choosing exactly this what I have. You go for reduced mana cost and increased damage. You have some nature resistance because there is no better alternative. Otherwise you get glow totem and you're not a totem guy as an elemental. Reduce cooldown of the shock spells. The thing is you don't cast shock so often. What you do is you spam the lightning bolt and do chain lightning, and you cast shock to interrupt spells or finish off enemies. And in that case, sure, you can cast high level earth shock, or you can do frost shock to slow them so they don't run away. I'll usually go for frost shock because if the enemy is low and they're trying to run away, you use that. Now you have the damage and of course the clear casting element of focus that allows you to sometimes cast for free, which is pretty nice. A Fire Nova, you don't put them so often because you try to keep your distance. You maybe want to start with a Fire Nova and then run away and then start casting. That's an option, but this talent is just not worth it. You're not going to put this totem too often because you have Chain Lightning already. After being victim of melee or range critical strike, well, hopefully you don't get hit, so you don't take this, right? Offensive spell crit, increased chance to get crit with melee attacks. I don't think... I mean, unless you're playing some weird build, you're not going to hit with melee attacks as Elemental Shaman. So that's the thing. Now this, you have the range of your lightning spells, which is great. So you can cast from further away. Critical strike, and you have the faster cast time. No question about that. You really want this. As well as this Elemental Mastery. So another choice, instead of this Elemental Mastery that gives you 100% crit chance on your next spell, you can take this Nature Swiftness right here to get an instant spell cast. This is also a valid option, and some people do it. It's just a matter of preference. Both are really good. And if you take this one, you even have a possibility to heal, to do Nature Swiftness heal if you're in danger. So you can heal yourself. And on this tree, you have reduced mana cost of healing spells. I mean, you either have this or reduce the casting time of Healing Wave, which none of them you really need as Elemental Shaman, so it doesn't really matter what you take here. Here, you don't reincarnate in hardcore, obviously, and you don't really heal so much. So you take reduced mana cost of totems, because you will be putting totems, part of your job. You came here to put totems. Of course, you take the increased chance to hit with melee attacks and spells. Elemental Shaman needs hit with spells, so you take that. Range of totems, and this is like whatever you just don't have anything good for Elemental Shaman, so you take maybe this. And then crit chance of your healing and lightning spells, very important, because mostly you will be casting lightning. So this is very good. And that sums up the Elemental Shaman. I think Stone Cloud Totem is sort of like a dummy, and you can have Stone Cloud Totem and a dummy. to make it super safe. During leveling, very often I used Stone Skin Totem, because when you are being attacked by many mobs, it reduces the damage you take, so allowing you to take less damage allows you to sort of regen mana maybe a little bit before you start healing, optimize your mana against the incoming damage. It's very useful. And if you just want to burst things, of course you use a Strength of Earth Totem. Air Totem, you don't really use Wind Fury because you have the native Shaman skill to give you. So if you play Enhancement Shaman, right, you have the Wind Fury weapon that is extremely strong, and it doesn't stack with the Totem. So you would want to wait for Grace of Air Totem, this one. They give you agility, but you get it like level 40 or something, quite late. So most of the time you will be running just with the Earth Totem. And honestly, people put Syrian Totem, and that can work if you're planning to kill some more mobs after. Because when you level, you want to think about mana efficiency. So you don't want to spam all the skills. I see people go Enhancement Shaman and starting to spam this Storm Strike and getting out of mana, then drinking, wasting a lot of time. But it's actually, it's good. It's a good skill, but spamming it and getting out of mana makes you level slower. And well, what is the problem with being slower? The problem is the faster you kill the enemies, the less chance they kill you or something happens, like a respawn. So it's very good to have some backups and to kill enemies quickly. When you start leveling, you want to use, as I said, Stone Skin and maybe Syrian Totem, and not really any water totems, because like this trickle mana or HP is really not much. There's also a thing about placing your totems. When you're leveling, there is a huge risk for a shaman when you leave your totems behind, and then the mobs get pulled. Some patrol walks into them, it gets pulled and ambushes you. This is a really big issue. And also, if you are fighting something and you have mobs around you, there is a chance they will pull in your totems. So sort of what you can do to help with it is to turn around and put totems in approximately the same spot, like this. So these totems are stacked, so there is less chance the mobs will pull, even if they pass by, because there is less area. So you can fight even on top of them to fight in like a tight cave. And always keep a track of your totems. This weak hour, that's not weak hour, that's an add-on. An add-on that I have, the Ice HUD, it shows me the timer of my totems and which totems are up, which is very important. So I know like, okay, I have these totems up and maybe I forgot one behind, so I need to keep an eye on that. In leveling, as I mentioned before, you really don't want to leave your totems behind you. And hence, sometimes in some places where it's dangerous, you don't even want to use them, because the totems, they stay for 2 minutes, for example, this one, and there is no button to remove it. You have to actually put another totem of this kind, and then it will go away. And if you put a lot of totems around and mob spawn, this is a real danger because things can get pulled. You want to heal yourself when you're low, and I think mana potion is a priority to use because it gives you more effective HP because you can heal yourself. And I think in priority, when you pull something and you're trying to run away, first the Stoneclaw totem that you put, you keep running, and if the enemies are still there after you, you put the slow totem, Earthbind, and you keep running. And hopefully that's enough to get out. As a Tauren, you really have also War Stomp, which is a really nice spell that allows you to stun enemies and get away faster. In leveling, there is also a really cool concept of kiting with a Frost Shock. It's very widely used on an enemy in, what's it called, the Hinterlands, the tortoise that you need to kill for a quest. That is very tough, and you can't really kill it hand in hand. But what you can do is you can Frost Shock it all the way to the guards, and they kill it for you. Same thing is with in Strangleton Vale. There is a giant here for a quest, Captain's Key, I think, or it's called something similar. You also can kite him to Booty Bay with a Frost Shock. So that's pretty nice to have in leveling. I have an Enhancement Shaman I'm currently leveling, level 54, and I'm using Enhancement spec at this point. So what you would want to do as an Enhancement Shaman, you don't also have a lot of good options, but some are better than others. You want some mana because the alternative is this shield spec, and most likely you're going to be using a two-hander. For example, right now I have Tyrant Icebreaker with Fiery Weapon, which is pretty nice, gives some consistent damage. Very nice when it procs Wind Fury. So some extra mana because you're not having a shield anyway. Then, of course, you want to have Crit Strike, and very nice spell, especially when getting away the Wolf, improved Ghost Wolf, that allows you to cast it much faster. I think the original cast of 4 to 5 seconds is, or was it 3 seconds? Yes, it's too crazy. 1 second is you use War Stomp as Tauren, you get Ghost Wolf, and you run away. That's typically what I would have done as a Tauren when trying not to run away. Then you have Enhanced Totems. You bring some utility to the dungeons, and you have some extra strength yourself with the Totems. And two-handed axes and maces, because sometimes maybe you want to equip them. You can take this point because you need to go down, so you can choose between Anticipation or Guardian Totems. I think this Lightning Shield you don't use too much because actually it consumes a lot of mana. It's like 180 mana. It's like too much. If I keep spamming it, I'll run out of mana. It doesn't deal enough damage to actually be worth it. So I don't often use it. So I would say Anticipation is a better thing. You have some Doge or Guardian Totems if you're actually using the Stone Skin or Windwall Totem. Then going down here, you can increase armor, but you can do much better. You can do Flurry, which increases your attack speed after you crit, which is great. You're going down, increasing your strength of Wind Fury and Rockbiter weapons, ability to parry, which means you will hit back faster, also really nice, and Weapon Mastery to increase your overall damage. Finishing off with a Storm Strike, if you need to kill something very quickly because there is a respawn or you just have a lot of mana, so then you use it, I would say. And then once you're done with this tree, typically there isn't much here for Enhancement Shaman, so go into Restoration. You will be healing quite often, so this is pretty nice in leveling. Decrease mana cost of your healing spells. And mana cost of Totems, because you will be constantly putting up this Strength of Earth Totem and maybe the Grace of Air Totem, at least these two. So reduce mana cost is really good in leveling, as well as Nature's Guidance to hit more often, Totemic Mastery, and going further, I would go probably reduce threat generated because I'm going to do dungeons as a healer still. I think up to BRD, I will not add another spec. Didn't really have a need because I have like a set in the bank that's good enough. Later you go, as I said, Healing Grace, Idle Mastery. So for leveling, what you want to go for is agility and strength. Agility is very important because you really want that juicy crit strike that enables you to do flurry and get a quicker attack speed. So priority is agility, and then equally important, strength and stamina. Strength to just do more damage, and stamina to be able to take a punch a bit more at least. So yeah, this is what a gear looks like, approximately level 54. So just some enchants here and there. Agility, stamina, as good weapon as you can get. Staffs are really, really nice in early levels. I leveled with a lot of staffs up until this point. The trinket from the quest, again. You have agility, stamina, agility, strength, and this amazing legs from Gnomergan still kicking. Agility, strength, and again, strength, stamina, and enchant. This is like fun leveling where you can take a few punches. Healer gear during leveling, if you're in the spec and you want to go and heal Zul'Farrak, Sunken Temple, maybe you want to heal some early dungeons, this is what you go for. Stamina, intellect, spirit is of no consequence. You will be spamming skills. You don't have time to gain mana regen from spirit, so don't even bother about it. Intellect, I have this nice item that I picked up, so we have increased healing, but stamina, intellect works too. Stamina, intellect, stamina intellect. That's also, there is some spirit, but mainly stamina intellect. Some healing done, that's an item from a quest, intellect. Stamina intellect. Stamina intellect, as you can see, all these items are pretty much stamina intellect. And the shield too, 7 intellect, 7 stamina. You want to have a shield as a healer because, well, why not? Because if you have a staff, you have less defense. If you're pull the boss for some reason, your tank is not doing a good job, you have a shield, you have time to react in leveling, of course. And then you can take a few hits from bosses or mobs. So basically, you want to go stamina intellect gear up until like later point where you start seeing a lot of these items with healing done and other decent stats, so then you go for them. Otherwise, stamina intellect is good enough. The faster it dies, the less damage it deals. You need to really focus on killing things fast. With a shield, it's safer, you receive less damage, but it's also slower, which makes it more dangerous. I used the shield once when I got a dagger from Razor Fair Downs. It was a really nice dagger, level 39 blue dagger. It was better than my two-hander, so at that point I used the shield with it. But I can tell you the damage wasn't impressive. It just like took forever to kill things. When you proc this Wind Furies with a two-hander, that can flip the tide of the battle. You can one-shot somebody, and then you can deal with other mobs if you're having trouble. The thing is, if you play super safe and you don't go into caves, and you don't expose yourself to situations that can be dangerous, then maybe you can play with the shield. I mean, it's fine, it's just slower. So it's also safe. So I would argue both ways are safe. Perhaps with the shield is a bit safer, but way slower. So that's the issue. But I would say both are valid. Don't do this quest.
No, as a shaman, I think you can do any quest because casters cannot one-shot you because of the shock.
Yeah, don't do no. For quests on Horde, you really don't want to push your luck with some. There is a quest in South Shore that makes you go and pick up a grave near the South Shore village of Alliance. Please don't go there. Do not click that. Do not try.
Oh yes, you will pick up the Alliance guard. Yes, I know.
They will kill you. They will kill you. Don't do it. Second one is nearby in Hinterlands. When you do like a chain here, eventually they send you to Airy Peak to kill some Griffons. It will PvP flag you. Don't do it, this quest. Then
also don't go to the cave if you are solo. Where the elite trolls.
Oh, yeah. So this area over here in Hinterlands, you see it's very red because I have an add-on that shows me how many people died here. Even if you're in a group, the cave here is extremely dangerous. You do a quest that is a pre-quest for Sunken Temple, Ancient Egg. You go here to get an Ancient Egg, and it's very dangerous. Be sure your group is solid. If you have any doubts with your group, just leave. Because if they start going around and pulling guards, I think if you pull 4 guards from this cave, 4 to 5, I think your group is dead. And there are a lot of trolls in that cave, a lot of guards. If your tank is stupid or charges things, I mean, that's a death sentence. Because you turn around and they respawn very quickly.
Yeah, don't try that. That's how I died on my Paladin level 53, I think. Exactly in the same place. Maybe even I marked as a red dot. So.
Yeah, you're on this map now. Yes. Let's see. So early quests, I would say there is a very dangerous quest on which I died on one of my shamans on this server. I died in this quest in the Barrens where you need to get the emerald in the top here. There are basically a bunch of goblins and of course a cave. And what is a cave if not a temptation? You go in to get some more mobs because the ones outside are eliminated by the players. And then you find yourself fighting against 4 goblins because they patrol.
Exactly.
And you pull them. And then you try to run away, you realize that the mobs outside respawned. So you're kind of in a pickle. So I would suggest stay to outside here. Don't go into the damn cave, and you will be fine. Mostly, you'll be fine.
Avoid finishing Welling Caverns quest solo. It's also always a good tip because the cave will respawn on you. I can guarantee it.
Here in the Wailing Caverns, there is the Deviate Hides quest where you need to collect a lot of hides.
Yes.
Don't collect hides. Don't collect them by yourself, at least. It's a dangerous place. Things respawn and they will kill you. They're
Just
very
go
strong.
there another day.
Another tip, if you're running through the Barrens, AFK, maybe watching something on another screen, beware, there is an Alliance patrol that's going. And if they tag you, they will kill you. They don't PvP flag you, which is very important because they're kind of a
But
quest.
they will kill you on the spot.
Yeah, they will like 2-3 shot you
Yes.
on low levels, or maybe 4 or 5 shot you on daze you on higher levels. So don't try to play with these. Let me see through other areas.
You can
in
actually
Mulgore-
add also in the South Barrens, in the Dwarf quest cave. Don't go
the Dwarf
very,
quest,
very
my
deep
favorite.
and don't do the end. Also. Same in the
Right.
Badlands.
It's around here. I've seen a lot
Yes.
of people do this, and there were some close calls for me here on this character, even in a group. I tried to do it with a group of 3 people, but when in the end, when you pull like a dwarf that's downstairs, there are 4 more dwarves that are
Yes.
pulled automatically.
Yes.
So I remember our tank chickened out and started running, and I managed to calm him down, so we actually killed them. But he chickened out when they all pulled. So be careful there. And also the mobs respawn behind you, so this is a dangerous area. Nothing here, just don't go to the Terramore Isle. There is a quest that sends you here. There is the quest, the challenge Overlord something.
Oh yes, that's a good one. Don't challenge him. Yes.
Actually, you can challenge him because
No.
you can challenge him with Frost Shock. There is a cart that you can jump around. You
Yes,
can
you
sort
can.
of do him like the Vagash, if you know Vagash in Dunmorok.
Yeah, no, but one
here.
resist and this will end very.
Actually, no, because it's a long way to run around the cart. So if you resist the Frost Shock, you just jump on the other side. It's quite safe, I would say. I did it with Frost Shock myself. And then I literally jumped left and right, waiting for my mana to regen. And then I just kept going.
Let's agree
So-
that don't challenge him fairly. As a cheesy strat, is okay to try, but fair one-on-one, no.
Absolutely. Well, don't fall from Freewind Post and do not fall from here.
Obviously.
The bridges in this area, you see they're very red, are very dangerous. It doesn't matter that you're a shaman. Well, it matters that you're not a shaman. You're not a mage. You don't have snowfall. You're not a priest. You are going to fall. You're going to die. That's pretty much it. So don't go on the edges. Be very careful in this area. As well as this freaking cave with the harpies. Do not try to solo this. You're not a superhero.
Yes.
You're a shaman, but do not go into Grenka's quest by yourself. Bring a group, actual people. And there is also one overlooked quest that people die from. It's right in this cave over here, near the post. It's not very red, but many people get surprised because there is a place here where you need to click some item, I remember, and it spawns centaurs. And there are a few centaurs that are patrolling. So if you don't notice the patrolling ones, you can pull like 3 to 4 centaurs on the spot.
Oh yeah, and there are 2 guards, yes. You have to, with the fire, do something, yes.
Actually, in this quest, I did it, and I pulled the patrol, and I had to use one of my sleeping dusts to sleep that guy and kill the other 2. It was very close. Going in Tanneries, I mean, the pirate area is very dangerous. Actually, this is when Enhancement starts falling down a little bit. It took me personally a long time to beat those pirates, and they disarm you, and they're very nasty.
Yeah.
So be careful with this quest. Do not overextend, and try to always have a path to run back.
Ungoro crater itself, like very dangerous location. Be aware of the devil source. Be aware of a gorilla cave. This is
The gorilla cave, yeah, that one is. There is thunders, I think, or gorillas. I think the ones, yeah, that pull everybody around when they're low HP.
Yeah.
So this is something to look out for. It's the same in the Horde and Alliance.
Yes.
And don't even think of going in Silitus. Do not level here. Just don't. I mean, sure, you can do some quests. Just don't go.
Just
it's not worth
hit 60, yes.
Yeah, hit 60.
You
then
can
you
farm
come
gold
here.
while doing quests, so yes. This is only for 60.
Yeah, go Winter Spring. It's more chill. There are not many too dangerous quests except this one in the north with the 2 cats. They keep killing people. I see them in Deathlog because they're quite strong. Even a group of 2-3 people, the issue that they fear. But as a shaman, you can save your group by using the Tremor Totem. And I think otherwise, I mean, in Fellwood, it's a very well-known quest where you need to go into this cave. I think it was, around here, a giant door. You go in and there is a trapped night elf. Everybody knows that quest. Do not try to do this solo. Do it in a group. It's a very tough quest. I've seen videos where shamans succeeded, but it's very, very close. Really, just get a group. You can theoretically do it as a shaman, but it's not worth risking your life, because once you go down in that cave, there is no way back.
Yeah, I would add personally avoid King Ukla in the Strangleton Vale, because even though he's like level 51, but he's much higher. Yes, be careful.
Yeah, this guy is slaps as well.
Yes.
Get a group for him.
Yes.
This is a quest called Message in the Bottle. Yeah, and there are also a lot of hidden punters that you can pull by accident. If you try to frost shock kite him, be smart. Pull a punter, it will daze you, and Kukla will catch up and kill you. So
but can I also add the Curzon cave? Because if you go to kill the Curzon boss, he's very
you don't
deep
actually as a horde.
You don't.
That's an alliance. Yeah, that's an alliance only quest. But on the other side, the other ogre cave right here, where you get the quest from Booty Bay to get Eye of Myzov or whatnot, and a few other things. I think for the key to unlock a stash, you need to kill some ogres. Be careful in here; they're really strong. Get a group.
Agree. Yeah. Besides from that, just concentrate. Don't go brain AFK, and you got this. It's just like don't do orange mobs, don't do red mobs, don't rush anywhere. Yellow is fine, even like green, it's fine. Just take it easy.
Another important tip for the leveling that actually I don't think many people know about it. It's somewhat you can make yourself disconnect proof. So playing in a disconnect proof way is what I usually do, because if you disconnect and you pull a lot of mobs, that's a death sentence for you. So what you can't do much about it, but you can do a little bit by pulling one mob at a time, always auto-attacking the mob. If you're an enhancement shaman, if you're elemental, you're kind of screwed, right? But as an enhancement shaman, you auto-attack, and if the mob is not the type that runs away when it gets low, then you have good chances of killing it after you disconnect, because your character keeps attacking after the disconnect. You're fighting a mob, let's say you disconnect, then you reconnect in 30 seconds, because it takes like 50 seconds to log you out after disconnect. So after 30 seconds, let's say you log in and the mob is dead in front of you, because you just pulled one and you were facing it and you were auto-attacking. So you will keep auto-attacking.
Yeah.
Which means you're alive. We can create it right now. So you will make an icon like this one, some sort of name. And then I will show you how you can do it. Maybe this is going to be from this talent page, because I actually don't have a restoration here. Cast Nature Swiftness, and then we are going to instantly cast the max rank Healing Wave. You can remove rank, it will cast highest rank by default. So you do this, actually the talent and the spell name is different. So you need to write nature, let's copy it directly. Swiftness. And in order for you to see anything, you do show tool tip. And when you put this macro here, it's not going to show because I don't have the spell. But if, I can demonstrate. So if I remove this and save, it will show you when I hover. So it will show it if you have the spell. So that's what you do. And you sort of mash the button, because if you're casting, then maybe you can add stop casting to instantly do this. So this is what the macro would look like.
Yeah. I would also add that you can do Nature Swiftness and the chain lighting also in a macro, so it goes like automatically big boom. Or for example, in TBC, I had a macro like the same way. You just can pop the trinket, pop the sweetness, and do a big burst.
Just don't pull from the tank, because most likely you will.
Just wait a little bit, yes. Because you will have all the aggro on the world. So this is about leveling. So I hope we managed to help you. Subscribe, share the love, and bye-bye. Thank you.